Let's start. Hello, and it's a day late, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been busy.
寝不足もしかして私がいるから。
So, there you go. Of course not. There's a lot of paperwork recently. Don't think too much. I'll be fine after a nap.
私が片付けるから休んで。
Upon thinking carefully, that blurred vision might have something to do with my tinnitus. I haven't slept since I moved to the mountain. Anyway, time to go to bed, and we'll see if it gets better. Tinnitus. Is that like tetanus? Gotta look this up. Ah, okay. Ringing in the ears. I didn't expect to actually end up sleeping until dusk. Seems like I'm really tired.
起きた？体調は どう？良くなった？
Mori looks even more blurry. Yeah, much better.
ごめんなさい。最近私がずっと玄君のベッドを使ってたから。
Well, they can't let her sleep on the floor. That's just bad etiquette and manners, and how you end up sleeping on the couch. No. This has nothing to do with you. I haven't entirely gotten used to living in the mountains, and the work is too much lately. Upon mentioning my life in the mountain, I remember another possibility. I'd always eaten so I'd always eat I'd always eat solid food, pot herb or roast fish. This diet that is lacking in variety could result in nutritional imbalance and diminution diminution of vision. Excuse me. By the way, I suddenly remember I need to attend something urgently, so I need to go to town tomorrow.
明日？私も行きたい。
I'm not having fun there.
邪魔しないから私も一緒に連れてって。
It's really urgent. I have to go there and come back quickly. You'd better stay here. If you'd like something to eat, I'll buy them for you.
昨日みたいになるのが心配だから連れて行ってくれないの？
You're making her sad. Mori suddenly becomes depressed. Of course not. I told you I'll bring you to town very often, right? This thing is very urgent. I have to see someone, so it's not convenient to bring you along. Maybe another day, okay? Don't be so disappointed. Think about it. You only need to stay in the cabin for a while, and I'll bring you the roast chicken that's at the top of your list.
うん。
I'm also going there for a day, and I'll be back at dusk. If I can hitch a ride, I might even return in the afternoon. By then, you can have your delicious roast chicken. Aren't you looking forward to that?
うん。早く帰ってきてくれたらそれでいい。
Aww.
鶏の丸焼きはいらない。
She misses us. She loves us. Indeed. I'm going to see a person. The doctor in town. My body has only some mild symptoms right now, but it's better to see a qualified doctor than to guess, in case a serious problem arises later on. But if I tell Mori the truth, she'd probably feel very worried about me, and all that effort to get her in a good mood over the past 2 days would have been a waste. Everything went smoothly when I saw the doctor. I also encountered a carriage which gave me a lift on my way back, which means something horrible is going to happen when we get home. But the diagnosis was a bit disappointing. The doctor told me this: "Young lad, you are very healthy. There's nothing wrong with you. Get out of my house." In my heart, it feels strange. When my vision was tested at the clinic, I could see the chart very clearly. Oh, someone's making a spell. But before I left, the doctor reminded me to have a balanced diet. Don't always eat the same thing, and advised me to buy a recipe book and nutritious food from the bookstore in town. I'm back at the cabin. Mori isn't outside. But the door is open. She's probably inside, and I enter immediately. She fell asleep while reading. Should I wake her and tell her to sleep on the bed? When I go over to wake her up, a book is visible through her body. What's going on? I look elsewhere around the cabin. Everything else is clearly visible. Mori is blurry. Mori looks even more blurry than... Yeah, it's a spell. So... My guess is that Lord Skyfox is currently working on a spell or a curse that makes it impossible to see fox spirits. At least Mori's body wasn't transparent for me to see the objects behind her, like yesterday. Maybe my eyes aren't playing tricks on me, but there is something wrong with Mori? Should I ask her?
ケン君
Oh, you've woken up.
用事終わったの
It's done.
どうしたの
Well, do you feel if there's anything unusual with your body?
ないよどうして
Try taking a look at your hand.
私の手がどうかした
What can you see through your hand?
手で隠してたら見えるわけないでしょまたバカにしようとして
Mori doesn't seem to know she has become transparent. Is there something wrong with me? No, nothing. I was just asking.
今日の玄君なんかおかしいよ
Really? Oh, I bought something delicious for you. I realize there's nothing more for me to find out by asking her further, and it makes her feel worried, so I decided to change the subject.
本当鳥の丸焼き
Mm-hmm. Upon hearing of something delicious, Mori jumps up from the floor and is staring at me expectantly. Let me see. Put down and search in my backpack. I'm certain I bought something for her. Strange. I've searched in my bag, but there's nothing to eat. I only have a book with the title Healthy Delights.
これ美味しいのこれは本でしょ
Yeah, it's a book. Shame on me. I kept thinking about my eyes this morning, and I forgot to buy a roast chicken for Mori. Yeah, this book can teach you how to cook delicious food. If you follow the book, you can cook more delicious food than me.
本当に
I am delicious food? Mori takes the book skeptically.
トマトに塩少々ネギ少々
The heck is a modicum of spring onion?
少々
How much is
ってど
that?
のくらい
Mori is reading the recipe book intently. That means a small amount.
トマト山では見たことないわ
We can buy it in the market.
じゃあ次に行った時に買おう材料が揃ったらこれを作るの
Oh, okay.
うまく作れるかな
We can. Mori's looking forward to cooking those dishes in the recipe book, but she's getting more transparent. I won't be able to see her one day?
こっちにはもっと簡単な料理もあるよケン君今日はこれを作ってみよう
Okay. There's nothing wrong with my eyes. There's nothing wrong with Mori, but Mori is transparent when I look at her. What's going on? I can't figure out what's wrong. I feel upset and can't sleep well.
ケン君床が冷たい
No, no. Seems my tossing and turning has woken Mori up.
今日のケン君ずっと変な感じがする仕事で何かあった
No, nothing. Why did you ask me about my work?
今日帰ってからずっと変なんだもんずっと何か考えてるみたい
Really?
そうだよご飯を作る時もぼんやりして何回も火が消えちゃうところだったよ
I'm just a bit sleepy. Don't worry.
また寝不足
Never mind. Speaking of cooking, you said you wanted to learn how to cook because you wanted to cook something delicious for Lord Skyfox, right? Mori is a fox spirit. The Lord Skyfox is a knowledgeable elder fox spirit. Should I ask him directly about fox spirits?
あの時はそう思ってたけど、今は天子様じゃなくて、玄君に作ってあげたいの。
Really? I'm looking forward to that. But I don't know how to find Lord Skyfox. Mori mentioned both of them live in a shrine in the mountain, but I don't know the exact location. Forget it. I'll ask her again tomorrow morning. Mori's become more transparent today as expected. I'm running out of time.
玄君はどうしてこの仕事をやってるの？
Mori suddenly spoke first when I'm thinking on what to say. This job?
山より町の仕事の方が楽しそう。私だったら絶対町で仕事したいなーって。
Yes, many people would think so. I chose this because I had experience when I was a child.
玄君って子供の頃どんなだったの？
Hello, dogs. Right, I haven't told Mori about my childhood. When I was a kid, I lived in a small village. The village was smaller than the town. That time I had to walk through a mountain pass to go to school in the morning, and walk back home. There were dense forests on two sides. I liked to play like you, and always went to catch insects in the forest. After catching all kinds of insects, I wanted to learn their behavior, their habit, their diets. That's how I chose natural history.
へえ、小さい頃から虫が好きだったんだ。
I remember I'd often lose track of time while catching insects, and my mother would shout along the mountain pass to call me to return home for dinner. I would not know. When you were small, would Lord Skyfox call you loudly when you were late and coming home too?
天子様？天子様は私を探したりしないよ。
Ouch. I see. When I mentioned Lord Skyfox, Mori's face clouded over. She didn't want to talk about this fox spirit. Were the differences between them so huge? But now isn't the time to stop my inquiry. I need to find Lord Skyfox and ask for help, since I can't wait any longer. By the way, speaking of Lord Skyfox, you said he's in a shrine in the mountain? Where's the shrine? My predecessors never found it.
天子様は人間が嫌いなの。神社の周りは天子様が妖術で隠してるから、玄君たちには見つけられないと思う。
Oh, I never thought Lord Skyfox was so powerful. He can even conceal it. Ah! Mori suddenly stopped and I almost bumped into her. What's up? What did you see?
やっぱり玄君おかしいよ。ずっと天子様の話してるし。もしかして私を天子様のところに返そうと思ってるの？
No, I think Lord Skyfox is making it so you have to come back. No. I didn't mean that. I just suddenly thought of it. Don't dwell too much, okay? I'll never mention that big fox again.
玄君、私もう天子様のところにはあの神社には戻りたくないの。
Mori,
もし私を追い出したいんだったら。
no, I definitely won't. Mori, whatever happens, I hope you can always stay at my side.
本当に？
Of course. We made a deal, didn't we? When my field work is over, we'll go to the capital together.
玄君、私もずっと一緒にいたい。
Oh, now I'm remembering No Game No Life Zero. Oh, God damn it, Jabral. Or is it Jabril? I think it's Jabral. Of course. I also want to be with you forever. My heart hurts when I look at Mori, who's smiling through tears and looking forward to the future. How am I going to tell her I won't be able to see her soon? Jabril. That's with a J. How about a G? G. No game, no life. Jibril. Yep. Jibril. Jibril. God damn fucking head cutting fetish angel things. I didn't get much from today's outing. I sigh while handling the newly acquired butterfly specimen from today. Oh, handling. This isn't good. The butterfly's wings are slightly broken, affecting the integrity of the pattern. I'll supplement this specimen next time. Speaking of which, I received my stipend, and another envelope from my mentor during my previous trip to the post office. I was so tired that day I left it among the piles of papers and didn't open that. After that, I became preoccupied with Mori and totally forgot about it. Maybe there's a new task in the letter. I can't ignore the job no matter how many things are troubling me. I remember I dropped it here. Yan, the work logs have been filled. You've recorded it in great detail. But the letter has the usual formal acknowledgments. Oh, maybe my mentor also felt 35 RMB isn't much for someone staying in the cabin, so he tried to comfort me. Really, I'm not a kid, and you'd still do this. I heard that you paid a visit to Mr. Wong on my behalf. Mr. Wong? I suddenly remembered the words of his coachman told me on the way back. When he was young, he also went to the mountain. He was seduced by a vixen. Isn't a vixen also a fox spirit? Why didn't I think of him? If what that coachman said back then is true, maybe that old gentleman can give me a lead. Ha. It's not too late to do so. I plan to ask Mr. Wong tomorrow. How loudly am I laughing? Nothing. My mentor praised me in a letter, and I got a bit carried away. Because you're so cute. In actual fact, I set off from the mountain before daybreak. One reason is to avoid Mori, since she might pester me into bringing her along. The other reason is to give me enough time to ask Mr. Wong. Hope that old gentleman has really met a fox spirit. And judging from our last meeting, Mr. Wong had a special interest in the mountain, which means he's expecting something. The most logical conclusion, he wanted to know whether the vixen he met is still in the mountain, and whether there's any news of it, and such. So it's right to ask him. Hello, I'm Professor Lee's student. He wants me to visit Mr. Wong on his behalf. Oh, it's you. You came here last time, right? Welcome. The old master is inside. Upon recognizing my mentor's name and my previous visit at the door with Mr. Wong Jin, the doorman leads me directly to the living room without giving me any difficulty. Oh, you are Yan. What brings you here today? Mr. Wong is drinking tea at a regular pace. He waves his hand to motion the doorman to leave us alone after seeing me. Mr. Wong, how do you do? I'm here because of a personal matter this time. Please forgive me. Yes, what is it? How can this old man help? Sir, I heard you met a vixen when you were young. Is that true? I thought naturalists, especially old Lee students, are immersed in scientific materialism and would turn up their noses at those spiritually or ghostly things. You are right, but the vixen or the fox spirits are not ghost stories. They truly exist. Upon hearing a fox spirit, Mr. Wong's hand suddenly trembles a bit. Fox spirits? Yes, tell you the truth, I met a fox spirit in the mountain a month ago. She looks just like a human, but she also has 2 fox ears and a tail. I described Mori's appearance to him in case he misunderstands. Fox spirit. After hearing this, Mr. Wong mutters something, sighs, and closes his eyes. Since you have met her, what are you going to do to her? Do to her? Are you going to catch her? No, you are mistaken. I only know about the fox spirit, and I have said that I came here because of a personal matter. Oh, what is that? That fox spirit I met is gradually disappearing before my eyes. Disappear? She's gradually becoming more transparent day by day. I have a very deep feelings for this fox spirit. I fear that one day I will not be able to see her. But my knowledge of fox spirits is very limited, and I have no idea on what to do. By chance, I heard that you have seen a fox spirit before, so I wanted to consult you about this matter. Oh. After hearing my explanation, the old gentleman is quiet and seems lost in thought. Sorry I'm a bit rash. I didn't think beforehand that this matter involves your privacy. Never mind. The old gentleman shakes his head. Indeed, I have met a fox spirit. Something like this disappearing thing you told me is new to me, so my experience may not necessarily help you at all. I see. So this thing where Mori is gradually disappearing isn't inevitable? Do you know the name of that fox spirit you mentioned? She's called Mori. Oh, not her. The old gentleman sighs softly. You mean you met another one? Don't tell me besides that Mori and Lord Skyfox, there are other fox spirits. I think it's Lord Skyfox that he met. Yes, her name is Ruri. When I first met her, I was around the same age as you. How time flies. 50 years have just gone like the wind. Mr. Wong slowly narrates an event in the past, a story between an intellectual who collapsed from exhaustion after a long trudge, and a fox spirit who saved him and looked after him. I waited for her for 5 days and 5 nights, and I didn't see her. And if I waited any longer, I would miss the closing date to enter the capital. So I continued my journey alone. We've been separated ever since. No matter how I tried to find her, there's no sign of her at all. The old gentleman closes his eyes and sighs after sharing his experience with me. Mr. Wong, I'm sorry. I didn't expect the story between this old gentleman and that fox spirit Ruri ended up with such regrets. She didn't gradually disappear. She suddenly disappeared without giving a chance to say goodbye. Never mind. Many years have passed since I know there's no chance to meet her again. I hope she is living happily in this world. You don't need to worry. Mori told me that fox spirits have long lifespans. Ruri is quite certain to be alive. Maybe Mori even knows her. Really? Excuse me. The old gentleman leans his body forward and stares at me. Then he leans back. Even though maybe she had her reasons for not being able to see me again. A lot of things have changed since. She may not recognize me now. That's the end of my sad story. Normally no one would understand, and I couldn't tell anyone either. Now that you may have come and listened to me, I just keep telling you what happened years ago. I'm kind of relieved, but I wonder whether this thing which took place a long time ago is helpful to you. Oh, I gotta sneeze. One sec. Yes, it is helpful. I'm grateful that you could tell me everything you know. Oh, alright. The old gentleman ruminates for a while. Suddenly he opens his mouth to speak. Not many people have seen fox spirits. No matter how things will turn out, eventually you should treasure the time you have with her, and care for her. Don't end up having plenty of regrets like me. It's too late by then. After leaving Mr. Wong's house, I immediately hurry back to the cabin. In fact, Mr. Wong's story didn't help me much, except I've learned there's another fox spirit called Ruri. Also, the ending between Mr. Ruri and Wong is the same as disappearing. So for human beings, the fox spirits we encounter will certainly disappear eventually. If so, it's basically impossible for me and Mori to have a future together. Though I have made a promise to be with her forever, how can I keep this promise if she disappears? Should I give up on Mori gradually, since there is no happy ending between us, just let time wash away everything? Just take it that I've never seen her before. Mori? When I'm back at the cabin, Mori isn't outside. The note I left for Mori is still on the desk. Note has this message. I have something to do in town. I'll come back in the evening and we'll have dinner together. If Mori has seen this, she should be back by now, even if she went out to play during the daytime. Get out of the trash can. Maybe I can't see her already. Mori! My chest suddenly hurts. So soon. Why does it have to be today? Why does it have to be today when I'm not with her? Why does it have to be today when I need to leave her? Mori! Why? Why is it such a coincidence? Is there a God that determines all these things? Mori, treasure her, care for her. Mr. Wong's words start to echo in my mind. I regret it so much, but at this point, what can I do other than shouting out her name loudly? Why, did she go to the river to collect the creels? Mori. By following the river outside the cabin, I finally see a pair of familiar fox ears after running there. The pain in my heart is relieved. She's still here. That's great. She's still here. She's sitting quietly on the grass alone. Her fox ears are slouched on her head. Though I can only see her figure, I can still feel her loneliness. Sorry, I shouldn't leave you alone. You're here. Mori's noticed me and turns her head. The evening sun is painting a contour of her, shining so brightly that I can't see her expression clearly. I'm sorry I left you alone again. Kinda. I intended to confess everything to Mori, but when I see her smiling face, I can't utter a single word. Really? All done, Mori. Yes, no need. Mori. Sorry, Sorry, I shouldn't have slipped out, but Sorry I'm in the wrong. I will never do this again. Well, why not? Maybe Mori has found out something? Is that so? Why? We're still together, right? Mori sure does have good intuition. But Mr. Wong's story and Lord Skyfox's warning lead to one conclusion. Humans and fox spirits can never be together. And I can't refute this. Hook fingers? Oh, what promise did you want to make?
手を出して。
I stretch out my hand, and Mori stretches out hers. Our fingers cross.